So we are back at the Puzzathon in Trier, and we hit now the 4 hours and 30 minutes mark. So almost half of the marathon is done, and just let us check how the teams are doing. And we're starting here with the Rhein, these little puzzlers, and now we're in portrait mode. So landscape mode, not portrait mode anymore. Please let us know in the chat which one you prefer, which one is better. And yeah, my name is Michael. I'm commentating today's live stream from the Puzzathon in Trier. And here we see this beautiful Schmidt puzzle, which is showing a lighthouse at a beach with a blue boat in front of it, and yeah, you can separate the lighthouse, the boat, and also um, the water. And there are also some chairs at the beach, and that one is, I think it's the fourth puzzle. Yeah, it's the fourth or fifth. No, it's the fifth puzzle. So we had cherry pet the cat. Then we had the Schmidt puzzle, then Monster Bridge, and then okay, maybe it's the fourth puzzle. Okay, that's how they're doing. And here we have Team Puzzle. Team Puzzle are finishing on this beautiful Schmidt cozy cave, and doing really good here, finishing here, and then starting next puzzle with the beautiful picture of the Mostar Bridge, and that's here. And then come to the next team here, doing the flower deer puzzle from Cherry Patsy, and some hellos here in from the team. And yeah, they have finished almost the border and sorting now the pieces out for the different textures and styles, and having that. And in the background, you will see also the pile of puzzles they have to do next. Now we change here also to the next team, and we see here familiar progress here. The same puzzle, they are also doing the Cherry Patsy flower deer, and the border is done. Some sections of the deer is done, some of the horns are done, and some of the flowers surrounding it are done, and looking really good here. The process here from this team, and they did a really good sorting process. And you see also some sections done, like the butterflies, some of the flowers, and the pines are already assembled. So that is looking really good. And here we have the next table, where we can see the flower deer is almost fit. So here we have the deer almost finished. Only small gaps have to be filled here for this team. And that next, they will have to tackle the Schmidt beach. That is looking really good. Here, just turning the camera. Oh, sorry. And here we have also the cherry Patsy 1000 piece puzzle, flower deer. The border is done. Some of the bigger flowers are done. Some of the butterflies are done, and some more details like the eyes, the mouth, and nose from the deer is also resembled, and some other sections. And now let's checking where that belongs. And the horns also is done or are done. So looking good here from that. Now we come to the next team just to get an overview about all, and they just started the Schmidt 1000 piece puzzle, and yeah, the beautiful beach with the lighthouse, and you can see the boat is standing out. That is already assembled. Then you can see the lighthouse. Some of the parts are assembled, and also some of the water parts are done and connected. So, and here in the front, you can see that the border is worked on, and they were doing really great and having good progress here on that puzzle. And here we are at the next table, and here we see they are working also on the Schmidt beach puzzle, and they have done most parts of the border. Then the lighthouse is almost completed, and they have the boat which sent out. Then the two chairs on the beach. You can see here at the bottom. They have also done that. So doing really great here at the 4.5 hour mark, and yeah, they're having fun. And now we turn the camera just to get an overview about everybody here. We see the beautiful cherry patsy flower deer, which is, I think they are 60% done here for this team. And the deer is almost fully assembled, and the bigger flowers are assembled, and now they have to fill out the gaps which are missing. So some of the horn parts are missing, and also on the blue background they have to work on that, but it's really looking good here with the progress they make here. Now we will see a new puzzle we haven't seen so far. It's Cherry Patsy Timeless Treasures. Um, it's a beautiful picture of our cover tree with just some fruit and flowers on, and looking like a nice cover tree in the kitchen or in your dining area. And you see here the puzzle they worked on, so they have um, um, the wooden plate from the cupboard they have done, and also the shelves they're standing out, and they have assembled that, and they're also having almost most of the bottom cupboard style that they have finished and working on that. And yeah, that's the sixth puzzle, I think. So they have this team. They have assembled four puzzles. They skipped one, and they skipped. I think they skipped the cherry Patsy flower deer. Yeah. So London puzzling and accessories. They skipped the flower deer. So every team has the chance to skip one puzzle, and they choose to skip the flower deer puzzle. They didn't do that puzzle, but they did all other puzzles. So, and now we're turning and coming to our front runners. Here we have how to lose a piece in 10 hours. And I think they are in front, maybe close behind Rainbow Puzzles. We will see just in a minute. But here we see how to lose a piece in 10 hours, which are currently up front. And they're doing amazing here on this beautiful cupboard puzzle, timeless treasures from Cherry Patsy, and you can see they. I think they are 60% done with this puzzle, or maybe 70% is done, and now they're filling in some of the gaps, and that's looking really good. Here are our front runners, and now we come to rainbow puzzles, which are directly behind how to lose a piece in 10 hours. You can see here also they've done the complete border, and the fruits are almost completed. Some of the plates are almost done, and the cupboard is also almost done. And you can see here, just below there, that they are working on the shelves and connect that. So I think they are in second place and doing a really good job here. And here I think we have our third place, Solvers of Chaos, which have started with that Timeless Treasures puzzle from Cherry Patsy. So the border is almost done, but some flower bouquets are completed and the shelves are completed, and some sorting is going on there also. So they're doing a really great job here, and I think they're in third place. And that check. Okay. Then here we see another team working on that puzzle. So we have here the nameless, and yeah, they skipped also one puzzle. So the lavender moose, the lavender. We will see that later. Some of them working on that, or I will show it to you. Um, it's one puzzle from Cherry Patsy with a lot of lavender flowers, and I would just look around where I can show that, who's working on that. And that is a puzzle. Um, some teams are skipped that. But here we see the Coventry Timeless Treasures puzzle is with a good progress. I think they're about 70% or so, so maybe 300 pieces left here for die Namenslosen here for that puzzle. And here we come to Anime and her team, the puzzle unicorn, and they are doing really great here also on that puzzle. I think they skipped also the lavender style puzzle. Yeah, they skipped it, the lavender moose. So maybe I show you in the stream the puzzle, because everybody, or not everybody, but a lot of teams skipped that puzzle. So that is the puzzle, Cherry Patsy, Lavender Muse, which some of the teams have been skipping. So that is the puzzle they skipped. but a beautiful image, but a hard one, and I can fully understand why so many teams choose to skip that puzzle. But when they have finished the other 12 puzzles, they can work on the skipped puzzle later on. So that is also possible. And now I will give that puzzle back. Some teams also skipped the flower deer from Cherry Patsy, but the lavender muse is the puzzle I think most of the teams skipped so far. And here we have our third or fourth team working on the timeless treasure puzzle. They didn't skip the puzzle yet, so they're working on the carpentry, and the border is almost done, or most of the border sections is done, and they working also on some of the fruit um, bowls with the apples, and also the utilities like forks and spoons, etc. So they're doing really good, and they are at the 14-minute mark, 14-minute mark at for this puzzle, and we see also that they are doing the shelves, which are stand out with the wooden structure and also the brownish appearance, so that they are working on here. Here I have another team working on the Timeless Treasures puzzle from Cherry Patsy. And yeah, they also skip the Lavender Muse puzzle, so perfect fit. Team also choose to skip that Lavender Muse puzzle. So yeah, that is. But you can also go to our website speedpuzzle.eu to see the live results. So which team skipped which puzzles are completed. There was a green background, and then the yellow background in the table is the puzzle they are working on. So go to Speed Puzzle EU, and on the Puzzathon Tria side, you can follow the results and having an overview where your favorite team is. And here we see also we want, and here we have the Speedy Posalis, and I think yeah, they skipped also the Lavender Muse. So it's common when we see here a lot of teams skipped the Lavender Muse, and now they're working on the Timeless Treasures, and yeah, they're working on that. Just started it. They're doing having most of the flipping done, or have the flipping done, and now sorting all of the puzzles or pieces and working on the border. And first, one of them is working on the shells, and others working on the fruit, like the apples and the pears, so they stand out, and they're working on that. And now we turn the camera, and then we will have a finish. So here we have the Sweet Dutch newbies finishing in on the flower deer, and then maybe we'll see if they also choose to choose to skip a puzzle, but the beach puzzle is next from Schmidt. I haven't seen a team yet who skipped the beach puzzle, so I think they will work on that. But just let us see their finish here on that puzzle. The last remaining background pieces with a blue background. I think 20 to 30 pieces maybe left. And maybe you can write in the chat what do you think if the How to Lose a Piece in 10 Hours will take the victory, or do you think Rainbow Puzzlers with Katis and Jana and so on will catch up and take the first place? And what do you think about the third and fourth place, Solvers and Chaos, and the Puzzle Pals? They are battling on the third place. What do you guys think about that? Who do you think will win? And now we're on the last 10 pieces or so. And it's always chaotic when 8 hands are in a small area and they want all to fit in some of the last pieces. And now they're closing in. And here we see also Michelle, who's organizing the event and now approving that they're done. And Lapis is in, and they are done. And the Swedish newbies, one of them said he doesn't want to see that puzzle ever again. So maybe he didn't like it, maybe. But I think the beautiful lighthouse beach puzzle he will enjoy, and having a blast assembling that. So here we see that beautiful puzzle again. So that was the Swedish newbies. Coming to Team EJJ. I'm EJJ. So here we see not much left, maybe 150 to 200 pieces left on, 100 to 250 pieces left on that beautiful Timeless Treasures puzzle. I would guess I skipped also the Lavender Muse, and yeah, that's correct. So team I'm EJJ skipped also the Lavender Muse, but in the end, maybe they will also resemble that because we aren't halfway through yet. We are at 4 hours and 54 minutes right now, so more than 5 hours left. So we are coming in halfway through, and maybe they have to challenge the Lavender Muse later on. And here we can see a finish of that beautiful Schmidt puzzle. So the crazy cats, and they will finish the lighthouse bay from Schmidt puzzle, and I think they will skip the lavender muse as well. Yeah, and okay, they agree on that. So okay, they will skip that, and then they will tackle the timeless treasures puzzle. So we will stay here, see the finish. But one team is assembling the Lavender Muse. We will see that just in a minute. Two more or the next table after the finish, we will see the assembling of the Lavender Muse puzzle, which is being skipped a lot of times here in this competition. And everybody's working in the same section, so a lot of crossing hands here in the last section of the sky and with the clouds, etc. It's tricky because it's not that easy to distinguish all the pieces and where they belong. So maybe 20 pieces left here for the crazy cats. And 10 more to go. Michelle? And he will have another finish. And the last two. And the last one. And finish. Congratulations on that. So now they're searching for the box. Oh, no, no, no. Yeah. And okay, and they skip the Lavender Muse, and then the next Cherry Patsy Timeless Treasures they will work on. So Credit Cat, congratulations, have fun with that puzzle. And now coming here to the team, and now we haven't seen this puzzle in today's stream because the teams already have done that puzzle, or the team skipped it. And this team, they thought, okay, we will do that. We will tackle that puzzle. Beautiful puzzle, but with all the flowers and flowers bouquets on the head, it is hard to assemble. But they will do it. So they, thank you. So fit happens. They fit happens will do that, and I will stay here a little bit longer, but after that we will going to I'm EJJ because I see they will finish in a second, but here we can have a look at this beautiful puzzle. So we have an dress in lavender colored style, then also the purple flowers on the head, and we see here what is assembled. So the skin part is almost done, or everything is done. Oh no, the shoulder is not yet assembled, but that we have. And now we come here. I'm EJJ. They are finishing here on these timeless treasures puzzle, and then we will see what the next puzzle is. Oh, and Michelle just announced, and they had a missing piece, but found it, and it's complete. Oh, well, everything good. So team, I'm EJJ, and we are at the 5 hour mark. Michelle just announced, and here we have the second KS Games puzzle. This time it's not a 500 piece puzzle, but this time it's a 1000 piece puzzle. And I would just borrow it from one other team. And here, that is the next puzzle. The Orient Carpet Market from John Leon Jerome. And it's from KS Games 1000 piece puzzle. And yeah, I think it's also a beautiful puzzle, but a tricky one with the all of the carpets on the wall and also the walls. They look not that distinguishable, so that will be a tricky one. But I'm EJJ. They will do that. Okay. And coming back to Fit Happens, they couldn't skip that puzzle. When you look at the color of of their shirt, they couldn't skip the purple puzzle. But now coming here to another team at table 14. So here we have the lighthouse, and here we see the sunset is almost done. The water is done, and we see that some of part of the water is done also, and they're working on the chairs here at the bottom, and I think some one in the back we see Leah working on the boat, assemble that because that stands out with the dark blue colors, and having that. So that is yeah for that team. No, we're coming back here to one of the teams, and in portrait the puzzle fits on the table, but it's almost 70 centimeters. So yeah, it's 50 to 70 centimeters, and the tables are 70 centimeters. So that uh, fits on this table, and they're making good progress on the flower deer with having mm, the deer almost complete and most of the flowers complete, and now they're tackling the background and having that. And yeah, so we have seen now every 26 teams, and maybe we take a little closer look at the front runners, and then we go again and having that. Sorry. So here we see how to lose a piece in 10 hours. and they're working on the Orient we seen before by IMEJJ, but here how to lose a piece in 10 hours didn't skip one puzzle, and they won't skip one, they told me in the break. And here we're going to have a look at rainbow puzzles, and they choose to skip the Orient one, the KS Games one, and they're now working on this portrait mode puzzle from Schmidt. So it's an image from Thomas Kincaid, and they assemble that, working on the edge, and also some part of the sky is already done. And now there's, and also here the bottom we can see that some parts of the house is also finished and assembled, and also they sorted really well, so they have a good start here into that puzzle. And here, so here we come to Solvers of Chaos, and they are working on the Timeless Treasures puzzle, and they're really making good progress, having maybe, I would guess, 250 pieces left. And so they assembled almost all plates, and the fruit bowls, the fruits, the utilities, and tackling now the background from the bluish background from the coventry, and also the last pieces from the base, etc. You can see there. And with that being said, we, we come here, the Passionate Puzzle Path, and they're working also on the Timeless Treasures, and have finished the shelves almost, and most of the fruit bowls, and now working on the plates, etc. Also the utilities like spoons and um, are done, and the forks, and the tricky part with the bluish background of the coventry is has to work on, but they will do that. And here we have the puzzle unicorns, which are working now on the Orient puzzle. So Jay just started that, flipping is done. Now they're sorting, assembling the border pieces, and working on that, and having that. When we turn around, we also see here that now the Orient puzzle is worked on. For 12 minutes, we can see on their individual team timer for that puzzle. And what we can see here is that the big green part in the big carpet on the wall is almost assembled, and also the greenish wardrobe one of the men in the puzzle is wearing is also assembled. So the greenish parts stand out, and they assemble that, or have assembled that. So doing great progress on this KS Games puzzle. Ah, okay. So Michelle just told me that KS Games is producing from Turkey. So it's a Turkish brand, and then we have Cherry Pasty from Poland and Schmidt Puzzles from Germany. So we have a European competition, and you see that also in the field. We have participants from Sweden, from Poland, from Germany, Luxembourg, America, Argentina. So we have one person here who is traveling from Argentina and staying in Europe until the Worlds, and she had the the farthest distance to travel here to Trier. And so it's an European competition, and we see that here that also in the playlist we had yeah, some songs from different countries, and was really fun. Coming back to the Schmidt puzzle, maybe we can take a look at that. A closer look here. So here we have from Thomas Kincaid, and what is the name? The name is Pracht am Seeufer or Lakeside. Lakeside Splendor is the name of this puzzle, and you can see here the beautiful wooden house, then the lake, and there's some mountain, some clouds, etc. And they're doing really great progress here on that puzzle. And I just borrowed from the London Puzzlers and Associates. Thank you for that. And you will see a finish soon. And here we have our leaders probably with how to lose a piece in 10 hours. And they are working on the Orient puzzle from KS Games, Carpet Market from Jean Leon Jerome. And what we can see here is also that some of the greenish parts are assembled. You can see that here in the top left corner. So the wardrobe one of the merchants is wearing is assembled, and the big green part, Teresa is now working on that, filling that gap. And here we have London Puzzlers and Associates, who will finish the Cherry Patsy Timeless Treasures, and then they have to tackle the next puzzle, and that is the Orient Market or Carpet Market from KF Games. Sorry. And yeah, we will see that finish. So 5 to 10 pieces left. Frugy is also here to collect the time. So Frugy and Michelle have organized that. Oh, they have a missing piece, and yeah, they found it, and they're done. Congratulations here on that. And with that, we go to the next finish, because here we have Solvers of Chaos, who will be finishing also in 2 minutes or so. They will finish. And yeah, they taking on the last pieces here, and then they are going. And then I'm excited if they skip the Orient puzzle, like Rainbow Puzzles did. Rainbow Puzzles, they skip that one. So they can, here, Solvers of Chaos we see here in action, they can skip one puzzle, and I'm curious if they do, or if they just will go through the carpet market from KS Games. Okay, Carolyn has the KS Markets Orient in her hand, so I think they won't skip that puzzle. So they will work on that, and they are done. And now they work on the KS Games puzzle, the carpet market, and then you see the challenge with all the pieces. Sorry. Thank you. And here we're back at one of the tables in the front. Here we have the Deluxe puzzlers, and they are working also on the Cherry Patsy Lavender Muse puzzle. We haven't seen so much so far because a lot of teams skipped that puzzle, but they decided to do that puzzle, and yeah, they just are on assembling the borders and also having the first sections done with some of the greenish parts of the head or in the left bottom corner. So maybe here we can see that. Here on the left corner there are some greenish parts, but the green is also in the head, so that could be tricky also. But that's being said, it's a beautiful puzzle, but a tricky one, and we have seen that a lot of teams have skipped that puzzle. And here we have the beautiful Schmidt puzzle, which is worked on here from team the Northern Lights or the Nordlichter, and they work on the Lavender Muse maybe afterwards, but now they have the Lighthouse Bay, and we see here that the border is assembled now, and but also other structures like some part of the lighthouse we see is or the light bulb is already in place, and here on the left we see that the boat is assembled, so the dark blue boat is assembled. That is also, and here we see the same puzzle from Schmidt again, late lighthouse bay, and here we see the lighthouse is completed. Oh, almost everything except the sky is completed. The sky will be some will be tricky. We have seen that also with other teams because the clouds in the sky, they are in this orange brownish style, and that isn't the easiest sky to assemble, but they will tackle that. And having, now having a look at some of the other teams, and here we see that there is a lot of trays brought here just to sort out, and then you can assemble that on your the parts on your own. On the top, the bottom left, we see all of the water parts. So everything with the water is here on one tray, and already they start to assemble there. And yeah, looking good strategy here with the sorting. And we see everybody has his own personal tray where they work on, and they have maybe, I think that the strategy, they have one tray where they have pieces, and then they decide, okay, that is your part of the puzzle or not, and then they can work on their parts of the puzzle. Here we have another team working on the flower deer. Here almost halfway through it, I would guess. More part than halfway through. I think 300 more pieces to go, 300 to 400 pieces, and that is shown here. And there we have the puzzle and the puzzles. They the next puzzle they have to assemble. Here we see also the lighthouse bay from Schmidt Puzzle, and they're doing really good progress. Later on, they can connect that. We have here the lighthouse done, and when we go further, choose another angle that we can see on the bottom half. The boat is also assembled, and also the water is also assembled, and now they're swapping in some parts of the sky and having that. And now, now they will also swap in the chairs and the chairs on the beach, and they rotate that. And yeah, so interesting to see. Everybody worked on their parts, and now they're assembling the parts, and now some part of that will together. And at the bottom we see the lighthouse, which will come at they will spot the correct place anytime soon. Now the lighthouse comes in place. And that's good with Schmidt puzzles. Um, they have a really tight fit, so you can make swaps with that puzzle. So that tight, the fit is really tight, so they don't lose connection even if you lift that up. So that is really great about Schmidt puzzles. They have thick pieces with amazing fitting, and then you can work on that. So that was fun to see how they worked on that. here we see again the flower deer from Cherry Patsy. I think 200 pieces left, maybe 300 in the range of that, and they're doing really great. Just having they done the bluish background, so a lot of teams were struggling with the bluish background. Now they have to tackle with the fur of the deer, and also some other parts from the deer, so they have and the fur between the eyes, etc. But they will get through that and having finished. But speaking of the finish, I think we go here and having the Rheinwedler puzzlers having finished their lighthouse bay, and I think 20, oh no, 15 pieces or so to go. So we will have here a finish at our table 26. Here here we also see Fuji. Fuji is recording the times, etc., and approving the puzzle is completed. Even though Fuji or Michelle, Eric, or myself isn't around, then they take a picture that everything is done, and yeah, then they can start working on the next puzzle. And yeah, the next puzzle for here is the timeless treasures. So they decided to skip the Lavender Muse puzzle, and yeah, that is skipped here. And now they're working on and discussing who does what here at this beautiful Cherry Patsy puzzle with the Coventry and all the stuff, plates, etc., which is there. And we see the sorting boards in place, and they're having that here. Oh, sorry. Here we have the puzzle finishing the 500 KS games puzzle of the Monster Bridge with a tricky sky, but the sky they almost completed that, so that's a really good achievement. And now they have left around 70 pieces or so, so almost done here with that puzzle. So everybody is doing a great job. Will just shortly show the whole everything, how that looks. I just need to grab a drink. So comment is for a minute or so off. So I'm back, and I think we're going to the teams in the lead. Just check on them, and here we see from the Lux Puddlers a swap. Some are taking a break now, and that is also important. Not only space management on the table, but also time management, so that everybody is fresh when they puzzle. They can eat something, drink something, etc. So sorry. And here we go to our front runners, or one of the leading groups, and we see here how to lose a piece in 10 hours with the KS Games puzzle Carpet Market, and having really good progress. So the big carpet on the wall is completed, and all of the merchant are completed. And now we see in the background already shape sorting in place. So that is a challenge with that puzzle, with the building on the right top. There's a really dark building, and they have to shape sort the puzzle pieces to make progress on that. And they're doing good. Now we're going to the rainbow puzzlers who have who finished the 500 piece Thomas Kincaid Schmidt puzzle, and now they are on for the next Cherry Patsy puzzle. It's called Garage Tunes, and it's showing some instruments like guitars and so on. I forgot the English name, but we have also a keyboard or piano, like in the left-hand side, an accordion, and a radio or more radios, and we have a light blue background, and we see that some of the instruments is already done, assembled, and we also see that the border is almost done here. And now it's quite hard to tell if how to solve how to lose a piece in 10 seconds, or rainbow puzzles are in front, because rainbow puzzle skipped one puzzle, and how to lose a piece in 10 hours not. So it's hard to tell which group is in front, because they were close to each other around 2 minutes or so at the 5 hours mark. So that is really hard to tell. So then we come to our, I think, third team. So here we have Solvers of Chaos working on that KS Games puzzle. They also didn't choose to skip a puzzle yet. So they're walking their way through it, and we see that the border is done, assembled, and we see that the green dress or wardrobe from one of the merchant is assembled, and we see in, I have to rearrange that the main carpet is assembled on a separate tray, so that is also done. And from that, here we can see also that some of the some other parts from the main carpet is also done or is in progress. So really good progress here. And with that being said, we go to the puzzle part, and they are on flipping the carpet market, the Orient puzzle from KS Games. So that they just started that puzzle and sorting everything out and flipping that, sorting out the border pieces here on a separate tray, but also having the greenish parts with standing out. We have seen every team who started with that the greenish parts are really stands out, and also the red parts from, or the red wardrobe from one of the merchants is also one thing other teams assembled really quick or sort that out really quick. And now we have a look at the puzzle unicorns with Annemie, Patrick, Emilia, and we see here the main carpet is done, almost complete, hanging on the wall, and also the green wardrobe from one of the merchants is done, and also the wet one on the right side on the bottom here is already also in place and done, and they're working here on that puzzle. And we have to flip and turn around. And here we see the team Die Namenlosen or the Nameless. And they are, I think, um, almost on the same spot like the Puzzle Unicorn. And they both skipped um, I think they both skipped the Levenemuse puzzle. So they are in on place 5 and 6, I think, from what I see here. So doing really great here and having good progress here on that puzzle. And here we see the Timeless Treasures puzzle almost assembled here by this team. I think 150 pieces left, maybe. So the some of the plates aren't fully assembled yet, and the background there are some pieces left, but the big parts and most of the big parts are assembled, and that's looking really good. And here we have Speedy Posales, yeah, and they are tackling also the Cherry Pass, the Timeless Treasures puzzle. I think they doing good progress here. Most of the plates are assembled. The bowls of fruits are assembled, but they have to tackle now most of the bluish background of this cupboard, and yeah, that will be tricky. And we've seen that all all day long. That this is the most trickiest part here, the background of that puzzle from Timeless Treasures, and we see that a lot of bluish puzzle pieces are left here on that table. And here we see the Lighthouse Bay puzzle from Schmidt. And we see here the water is done, the boat is done, the sunset is also done, but big parts of the sky and the clouds are missing. The lighthouse, but the lighthouse is also done, and some of the landscape has to be sorted out, so the greenish brownery part, but the beach is almost completed, and also the chairs on the beach is completed. So they're doing really great progress here. And that being said, we have a look at I'm EJJ, how they do this KS Games puzzle. And we see here the main carpet is done, or the biggest carpet. And we see also the merchants are almost done, or most of them are done. So we see the yellowish part is missing here from the merchant, but then the tricky part will come, and that is the structure of the building, the really dark parts, and we have seen that with the other teams that they shape sorted some part of that, so that will be really tricky. And we see that. And with that being said, we turn on the crazy cats and with this beautiful accessories on their head, and they're tackling the timeless treasure. Just before we turn around, they also took a break, and yeah, we see here they have done the shelf of this cupboard and having the plates almost some of the plates assembled fully. The fruit and flowers, flower bouquets are completed, and then there is this picture. They almost completed that. Here we see that here, and yeah, they have a lot of background to do. And like we said before, that will be a tricky part, but they can finish the plate, etc. first, and having then. And here we have Team Pomidor working on the KS games Carpet Market, the from the Orange series, it's from John Leon Jerome. And the border is done almost completely, and we also see here that the main carpet is done to 60%, I would guess, and that is really looking good here for Team Pomidor, having good progress here, and they skipped the Lavender Muse puzzle. And here we have Team Happy Fit, which have choose to do the Lavender Muse puzzle. There we can see it completely, and they're doing really great here with this puzzle. So they are tackling the flowers in the hat and also the dress, but from the dress, I think more than half of it is done. And now they're tackling all the flower bouquet in the hat. The flowers on the bottom or left bottom corner is almost done. So the greenish parts there are done, and now they have to collect or assemble then every other purple parts and the purple flowers on top of the puzzle and finishing the light purple dress. And here we have another Schmidt puzzle lighthouse from this team, and they have done the waterfront. They have done most parts of the chairs and boards, or they have done the chairs. We can see here, and they have done the water, and they also have done most of the fence from the lighthouse. We see that here on the top left corner, where you can see that the fence, the really the whitish and really granular fence is assembled. And here we have also the Lavender Muse puzzle. And there's one piece missing, or under the table. And you see here sorting is on its way. And now we will check on our front runners again. And here we see Fruity, who is collecting that puzzle is done, and then he will bring it to Eric, who is then filling out the form. And the results you can see always on our website, speedpuzzle.eu, and there you can see which team is working on what puzzle. Currently, that is marked with a yellow background. When the background is green, we say, okay, that is the puzzle they done. Blue means skip, and there is also written skip, so that puzzle is skipped then. And here we see the Passionate Puzzle Pals working on the KS Games puzzle, and they could be third or fourth place, I think, so they can tackle the podium. And we see also the team, the Nameless, working on here the Orient puzzle carpet mark. Good. Duck. Oh, yes, the Nameless. Sorry, I switch up names. Here we see that they are doing good progress here on that puzzle. So and most of the merchants are done. Then the carpet is done. Most of the carpets on the floor are done, leaving with the structure of the building or the building structure, and that will be tough. We'll see that also in a minute with the other teams. We have the puzzle unicorns. Also, I think almost the same like the team Dynamiklosen, and maybe Dynamiklosen are slightly ahead here instead of that. And now coming to one of the teams who are in the lead, and we have here the Garage Tunes puzzle from the or done by the Rainbow Puzzlers, and this 1,000 piece puzzle is, well, I would say, halfway done or maybe 60% done. So we can see a lot of bluish puzzles left. So that is the background. That is going to be a challenge. Maybe I can grab a copy and show that in detail to you. And yeah. So here we have, see that in more detail. Here with the different instruments and the flowers. And we see a lot of the bluish background, but it's a beautiful puzzle. So garage tunes. And They also have done the Thomas Kincaid puzzle from Schmidt, which was 500 piece, and that is important because now we're going to how to lose a piece in 10 hours. Who didn't skip the puzzle yet, and they are now challenging or tackling the puzzle from Thomas Kincaid, the 500 piece puzzle, which is called Lakeside Splendor, with the beautiful wooden house and with the lake and also the mountains, and they will tackle that puzzle now. And it's hard to say if they are in front or the rainbow puzzlers. We will see that in the end. I think it will be a close battle between them for the first and second place, and then we also have the Solvers of Chaos and the Passionate Puzzle Pals team battling for third and fourth place, and maybe one of the other teams will speed up and maybe could tackle also there. Here we see again the Lavender Muse, even if it's the most skipped puzzle in today's event. Here we see the Doylux Pavlus tackle on that, and we see the border is done, and also on other trays they assemble some of the bouquet flowers from the hat and also the dress, and we see also the face of the lady, which is assembled on a different tray, and then they will bring it in, swap it in, and that is looking good here. Uh, Going here now to the London Puzzlers and Associates, who have done the Lavender Muse, but I think they skipped the Flower Deer. Let me check that. Yeah, they skipped the Flower Deer and but did the Lavender Muse, and now they are have done more half of the carpet market puzzle, and they are also doing really well here. And then coming here to the solvers of chaos. You're welcome. And so here we have solvers of chaos um, with I think two-thirds of the puzzle, or more than two-thirds of the puzzle, is done, and we see that the darker section of the building is missing, but the colorful carpets on the floor are done, and the main carpet is done. The wardrobe of the merchants are done. They completed so far. So that is also doing good, looking good. But now the tricky part with the darker sections are coming, and I think they have brought in more trays so they can shape sort. I think that could be a strategy. We have seen that also from How to Lose a Piece in 10 Hours. So that will just let us check if they do shape sorting. Here on another tray they have some of the more colorful pieces they try to assemble now. So we have seen the front runners, and now go back here. With the Einwedler puzzlers tackling the telepathy timeless treasures puzzle, and we can see here the strategy. A lot of teams have chosen to doing the shelves because that send out the wood structure and also the brownish color, and we see that. And here we have Team Puzzle with the flower deer starting on the edge and start sorting and assembling something like we see here on the wooden tray the butterfly. And here we have the bay, Lighthouse Bay puzzle from Schmidt. And we see here also a lot of trays where they sorted the parts. And the back we see one tray full of the water parts, and they're trying now to assemble the water parts and having that done, and also working on the edge here on the bottom. And here we have again the flower deer, almost halfway through, I would guess. And yeah, what we see here, a lot of the background is already assembled, like the moth on the top and also the butterflies. The big part of the flowers are done, and I think they have to assemble the fur of the deer, but they will go through it and then tackle the next puzzle. And here we see again from the next team, we see here the Bay Lighthouse, and they're sorting. But we see here the chairs are assembled, and also the boat is assembled, and we see other structures like here the fence from the building is done, and we see big parts of the border is assembled, and yeah, they're doing good here with that structure. And we hitting in 50 seconds. We hit the 6 hours mark. So 6 hours of this marathon of 10 hours is done. Already time flies. And here we have the next team, and we see here also again the Lavender Muse puddle, a team who hasn't skipped that. And You can see that some of the head is assembled here under the tray, and there's work done on the borders. And here we can see that the head or the brownish part of the head is made good progress. I think they are halfway through with that, and then they have to sort out the other parts like the skin, etc. Coming here to the next team, also doing the lavender muse. So now we've seen that some of the teams have finished the flower deer and now coming to the lavender muse. And we see here that the lady stands out, so the face and also the other skin part, like the shoulders or so, they stand out. You can assemble or sort them out quickly and assemble them then. And in the back, we see that part of the border is done. And that is yeah, we had a look at the start for this team with this puzzle where they had 5 of the trays. So everybody had a tray, and then they sorted out. Okay, you drink the water, you get the bluish pieces, etc. And now we see the puzzle is, I think, 3/3 of the puzzle is done. 1/3 or two-thirds of the puzzle is done. 1/3 is has to be assembled, and now they're only working with one tray, and they already have finished most of the beach, the water part, and now they have to work mainly on the clouds in the sky, and almost every other pieces are done. The lighthouse is almost completed, and other structures as well. So they have mainly the sky and clouds to finish. And the rainbow puzzles with finishing the cherry patsy puzzle. Sorry. And now we see rainbow puzzles starting with Frida Kahlo 1000 piece puzzle, and I think now we can guess the times, and we will change to one how to lose one piece in 10 hours, because they are getting finished their puzzle. But keep in mind that they have skipped one puzzle. So that the Frida Kahlo puzzle. We take a closer look at that, but now we take a look at how to lose one piece in 10 hours. They're about to finish the Thomas Kincaid Seaside Splendor or Lakeside Splendor puzzle. And we all see here that they shape sorted most of the landscapes, so the greenish part of the puzzle, so the sky is assembled, and most of or the mountains are assembled, and now they shape sorted almost every other pieces, and they will finish now quickly, I think, and then they will tackle the the garage tunes Cherry Paddy Puzzler. So we will um, be here. Oh, maybe we just take a look. Here we have the puzzle unicorns. We're tackling the Thomas Kincaid puzzle. Just started with that. And just in comparison, we have here Team Dynamens Losen, who are slightly ahead with 3 minutes. They both teams skipped the same puzzle. So both teams skipped the same puzzle as the Lavender Muse, and now they are. I think the team Dynamos are 3 minutes ahead of um, puzzlers unicorns. But now we going back to how to lose a piece in 10 hours with clothing in that. And we see that the shape sorting was planned really well and helped them now just to fill in the gaps. They have two more sections to assemble and one piece left in the middle of the bottom, in the center of the bottom. And we see here also the time for this 500 piece puzzle. It's 21 minutes and 50 seconds. So doing really fast that puzzle. And then they will tackle the next puzzle. And having now the last 15 pieces or so. And it's hard to tell if they're in front or if I think so, or if Rainbow Puzzlers are in front. Rainbow Puzzlers are in front, um, piece count wise yet, but they skipped the harder KS games puzzle Carpet Market, and now they're done. I make space for them. So they're crumbling in the last pieces. And now they are on with the next comes the Cherry Pathy Garage Tunes. So That will be the next one. But we are jumping into the next finish, and that was Solvers of Chaos. They done the KS Games puzzle Carpet Market, and then they will have the Schmidt puzzle, 500-piece puzzle. Um, so the Lakeside Splendor puzzle is next here, and picture is done, and they're done. First puzzle is removed. Next puzzle is on the table, and they're cleaning out the table. And now tackling this 500-piece puzzle. And with that being said, we will take a look at the passionate puzzle parts, which are in fourth place. And we see here most of the colorful carpet on the floor is done. The big carpet on the wall is done. The wardrobe of the merchants are done. And they also have to tackle with the darker building sections, which is tricky, which we have seen before. Speedy Pavalis working on the KS Games puzzle carpet market, and let me check which puzzle they skipped. And oh, so they skipped the Lavender Muse. And Michelle just announced that coffee and tea is served now. So we are in a Jugendherberg. I don't know the English word, but they provide food also. So you can choose between lunch, afternoon tea, and I think the third option there was also. And now the some cakes are presented or served, and coffee and tea. And every puzzler who's taking a break then can have a piece of cake, and so on. That is what Michelle just announced. And here we see Speedy Puzzathon working on that difficult puzzle. And what we see here, uh, the green wardrobe is being finished, and also the yellowish part here of the wardrobe is also done, and some of the bigger carpet parts in here in the left is also done, so that's looking good. And now coming to the Sweet Dutch newbies, which are dealing with this timeless treasures puzzle by Cherry Pathy. And what we see here is that some part of the border is done, and we see also in the top right corner that some of the shelves is assembled, so that stands out that you can easily pick them, all these pieces, and assemble that. And we see also a lot of trays to sort out the different parts of the puzzle. And we see here outside from the table on the tray that some fruit bowls are assembled. So that is also a good strategy, using trays in a team competition with limited space or table space, that you have trays and then you can lay down the tray on your legs and assemble there. And then when you have some pieces connected, you can then put them on the table where that belongs. Now we are seeing here the crazy cats, and they also tackle the or carpet market by KF Games, and we see here that they first start to sort out. Some of them are started with the border, assembled some parts of the border, and that's what the crazy cats are doing. And here we see I'm EJJ, and they are working on the Thomas Kincaid side Splendor puzzle, 500 pieces. We see that some of the sky is already assembled, and we see the border, some border pieces are assembled and they worked on. And I think they skipped the puzzle, yeah, and they skipped the Cherry Patsy Lavender Muse puzzle. So they will tackle it later, maybe, and having that. And here we have the timeless treasures puzzle tackled by Groot. I have to check the name again. If it happens. And so if it happens, is working here on the timeless treasures puzzle by Cherry Patsy. But we can see here that some fruit bowls are already assembled and done, and we see on the left side we see also that the safe structure is the shelves already assembled, and on the top we see here that the border is also done. So good progress here with the start of that puzzle. And now we turn around, having a look what Team Pomidor is doing. Team Pomidor, they are tackling the carpet market puzzle by KS Games, and they assembled the big carpet and also the. And we see here a cake. So some of the team members provided here a cake. So Michelle announced that the cakes are ready, and already the cake is in place. Fueling is important, having energy, and I think it looked like a delicious walnut apple cake, so it's looking good. And what we see here on the puzzle from the carpet market is that Team Pomidor have done the big carpet on the left hand side, and on the bottom is almost completed. There's only one yellowish piece missing from one of the merchants, but every other piece is then assembled, and now they have to tackle the darker building structures. And we have seen every team who has done this puzzle that they are struggling with that darker building structure of the building. And here we see team the last piece who are finishing the Schmidt puzzle, the lighthouse bay, and they have almost everything done except for the cloudy sky with the orange, orange style clouds, and they will finish soon in this puzzle. And now we see. And here we see the lavender muse again. So lavender muse is now half, no, not half, but one third is done. The border is done. Then the head is almost completed. So the bottom part of the head, but not the thrower part. And the face is done. Half of the dress is done, and also some parts of the shoulders and other body parts are also done. So good progress here, and some furs of the flower bouquet on the head is also done. With here, you can see that there. So that is also looking good here. So we're coming about to finish that stream, and we will take a look at the front runners again, starting with, I think we go to how to lose teeth in 10 hours. And they are dealing with this beautiful garage tunes puzzle by Cherry Patsy. And we see here most part of the border is done, but not fully assembled yet or connected yet. Then we see first music instruments are done, like this guitar, which is now put in place. And we see here on the top right that now a trace used to sort out something, or maybe they have already sorted something and they will assemble that now. And in the left hand side corner we can see another guitar. Here there's another guitar from that puzzle assembled. So that is looking good here at the how to lose a piece in 10 hours team. So they could be in front, or maybe the rainbow puzzlers are in front. So they tackle this Frida Kahlo puzzle from KS Games, 1,000 pieces, and it is a really green or greenish with all the leaves in the background behind Frida Kahlo, and we didn't have the chance yet to look at it in detail, so I grab or borrow it again from the London Puzzle and London Puzzles and Associates. And here we see that there are some apes or cats, so some animals are on the shoulder from Frida Kahlo, and we see a white blank shirt and also jewelry like a birdish style. And what we see here is finished here from that group is the face of Frida Kahlo that is finished. And some of the leafy structures is also finished. And they have, after that puzzle, they have two more puzzles to assemble. So there will come a 1,000 piece Schmidt puzzle, and then they have to tackle the KS Games 1,000 piece puzzle, the carpet market. So they skip that, and then they have to do that. Okay. So it's close between how to lose a piece in 10 hours and the rainbow puzzlers. I can't tell which are in front because I think the Garrett Tunes puzzle is easier than the carpet market puzzles. So count-wise, the rainbow puzzles are in front, but they just decided to skip the Garrett carpet market puzzle. So that could be the case that then here how to lose a piece in 10 hours could be in front. And here we have our third place. I think we can say that with confidence. They were also didn't skip any puzzle yet, and they tackling the Thomas Kincaid 500 piece puzzle. And what we see here is that the sky is almost done, and then also the lake side or the lake is fully assembled almost, and now they're working on the um, building structure, but that is also already completed fully. But they have to tackle the bushes, etc., on the bottom of the puzzle. And we have seen that some of the teams, like How to Lose a Piece in 10 Hours, shape sorted in the end, just to give you an overview. Okay. And here we have then our fourth place was also the passionate puzzle part with no puzzle skipped so far. They have also done every puzzle, and they just started the Thomas Kincaid puzzle, so Lakeside Splendor, and they are almost a minute in, and that is the current state. And now we're taking the next break. Fruji having some grapes, and she said the grapes are yummy, and she's also refueling herself. And now we take a look from the front, and then we take a break. Oh, sorry. So now here we have here the complete hall. We see Michelle coming in on the left hand side, organizing a really good event. All teams having a good time, and we're done with the second part. Please let us know in the comments if you prefer portrait mode or landscape mode. We had in the first we had portrait mode. Now we had a landscape mode. Which one did you prefer? And we hope to see you again at the third and last live stream, starting I think around 5 o'clock. So tune in, the finish of the marathon, and then having a great afternoon until then, and see you then again. Bye.